Hey guys, it's Anna. Welcome to my channel. Today I am bringing you one of my favorite videos to film, so much so that literally ever since I started uploading fragrance videos online, I've had to do 2 fall recommendations videos because I have so many to talk about. It is by far my favorite fragrance category. So to make it easy for you guys, this first video is going to be focusing on niche luxury designer fragrances, and then the very next video I'm going to post is going to be more affordable options. So don't miss out on part 2. The first one I wanted to talk about is from Welton, London, underrated house. There are 2 fragrances in particular that I just absolutely love. This, of course, being one of them, and then I have the second one coming up here. This is Keemun, beautiful tea fragrance. So if you are a lover of tea scents, I cannot recommend this enough for fall. It is so cozy and elegant, beautiful. I really love the mixture of different characteristics in this blend because we have, of course, black tea bringing in the fresh, crisp, aromatic quality, and then there's a big dose of iris, giving it this very luxurious, elegant, sophisticated, powdery quality. There's cocoa listed. Personally, I don't smell anything chocolatey. Instead, it gives this fragrance to my nose this soft, subtle, vanillic sweetness, and then there's a beautiful soft amount of wood and resins just in the background. So to me, this fragrance smells like drinking a fine tea out of, you got your fancy tea set out and you just pour a little splash of like a vanilla milk inside. So it does have a subtle gourmand character to it, but it's soft. Definitely a sophisticated take to like a gourmandish fragrance. It feels equally dressed up and polished as it is cozy and comforting and something you can wear and then just bury yourself in a blanket at home. I think it's just lovely, and I really enjoy the direction that they took with this because it's a different take on a tea scent. Like, it's not your standard, fresh aromatic tea scent that you might reach for in spring and summer. And I get about 6 hours moderate projection. And then my other favorite from the brand, Secret Amber. Shout out to Inez for sending me a fat decant of this. She sent this full well, knowing my taste. Spot on recommendation. I love the note of amber, particularly when it's a very cocooning, smooth, soft, modern amber. I don't enjoy ambers that are particularly like dry, overbearing, or more of like a vintage amber. This falls right into the category of the type of ambers I love. So I think it's a fantastic beginner-friendly amber. Like, it's gorgeous. Like, this is not a complicated, challenging fragrance. It's just beautifully executed, and equally, I think people who are like fully in this obsession will also appreciate this one. This also has a big dose of vanilla to amp up that cozy factor. It's a subtly sweet vanilla, so it's not gourmand in any way, and it definitely has this beautiful powdery nature to it as well. The sandalwood is super creamy. Like, it is all about sandalwood, amber, vanilla for me. And although that is not like a different profile, like there's a lot of amber vanillas on the market, it stands out to me. Like I said, it's not complex or challenging, but it's also not redundant. And like the other fragrance, this perfectly suits a dressed up moment, but then also it's just perfectly cozy. This has been a big hit, quite the compliment getter for me. Eric loves it as well. This is perfectly unisex. I actually asked him a while back, what would you say are your favorite fragrances on me? And he mentioned Secret Amber. And I get all day wear with a moderate projection. Now, obviously, I am not one to gatekeep because I sit here in front of you time and time again and talk about the things that I love. But if I were to gatekeep anything, it would be my house of Bo fragrances. They just feel so special to me. Like, I want these to be my signature scents, the scents I'm known by. I just want them to be like my best kept secret. But obviously, I'm sharing them with you because I love to talk about the things I'm passionate about. This is Bonbon, and my gosh, is this fabulous. This is House of Bo's take on a floral gourmand. So everything they touch has a very chic, elevated feel to it. So when seeing this labeled as a gourmand, like, yes, it absolutely has those characteristics, but this is not gourmand. It is not a literal gourmand, but it has these facets to give it a very sensual, addictive, alluring factor. So we have a dominant lychee in the mix, and that makes this perfume so juicy and exotic smelling. There's caramel and marshmallow. Personally, I don't smell the marshmallow, but I do get a bit of this like warm, silky caramel character, a little bit of that in the background. This fragrance was created to be an ode to Lily of the Valley and all of its facets. So the stems, the leaves, the petals, like the whole experience. And Lily of the Valley is a trickier floral for me, but it's beautiful in here. I love that this fragrance smells incredibly natural. Like, all of the House of Bo ingredients smell very high quality and natural. Like, you're not getting anything synthetic from these blends. That Lily of the Valley is the most prominent in the opening. It lasts throughout the life of the fragrance. However, as this dries down, this candied, warm, sweet, syrupy feel from the gourmand elements come through, and I'm hooked. I am hooked on it. There's saffron to further elevate it, and then there's birch and cognac to give it this beautiful, rich depth in the base. Also pink pepper, like such a unique combination of notes. If you have a love for unique fragrances, you have to try this. Particularly like the latest trio from House of Bo, like, please. Spectacular. Give me 14 of them right now. And I get a beautiful performance with this one, about 8 hours with a stronger projection. If you love woody fragrances, you're looking for something earthy, grounding for this fall, I highly recommend Bois de Santal from Brandt. This is a perfectly unisex fragrance and a beautiful sandalwood. Sandalwood is in the top, mid, and base. It has a powdery feel, namingly in the opening, due to the violet and orris, and it still retains a little bit of that character like throughout the whole fragrance. But I would say that as it dries down, a drier sandalwood comes up. It has a nice dose of cardamom in there. I know there are a lot of people out there who are big fans of that note. And there's a libidum grounding it. Vanilla helps smooth out these notes a little bit. Again, we have a non-gourmand vanilla. It is not sweet at all, but it helps smooth over these more edgy, earthy notes. I like that this has a bit of this cool girl or guy edge to it, but because of the powdery notes and the hint of vanilla, it feels calming and grounding. Really beautiful. And I get about 5 hours moderate projection. Duchessa by Gritti is now the queen of like straight up cherry in my collection. As long as you, of course, enjoy the note, I feel like you need one like really good cherry bomb perfume, because my gosh, there is something about cherry, like people are hooked on it. It is absolutely, without a doubt, one of my most complimented profiles. Like, people go nuts over cherry. It's also fantastic to layer with. Cherry just smells so flirty and sexy, and this cherry in particular still has a sophisticated vibe to it. This has black cherry listed, so it has this dark, luscious, mysterious vibe to it. There's also a nice dose of saffron, which I feel like always delivers that kind of experience. The spices are really well blended in here. There's almond that pairs really nicely with that cherry, and there's a bit of brown sugar to give it that warm sweetness. Cherry can very easily go into, you know, the medicinal route. This, to my nose, doesn't smell medicinal at all. And I also appreciate that this one has good performance for me. Like, a lot of cherry perfumes don't always have the best performance. I get about 6-7 hours moderate projection. Next up, we have Vanille Leather from BDK. This is quite a multifaceted fragrance because at the heart we have a blend of balmy white florals, and then there's orris, violet, vanilla, and leather. And those notes combined create the smell of like a vanilla scented lipstick sitting in the bottom of a suede handbag. So the leather is not a note to be worried about if that's a tricky note for you. Like, it's not a car leather jacket vibe. It's very smooth and it's got like this buttery, like high quality suede feel. And if you like a lipsticky accord or vibe in your fragrances, this is beautiful. This is a fun wearing experience. It's quite like a little shapeshifter. Sometimes when I wear this, I get more of those white florals and the powdery nature. Always the vanilla though. Like, the vanilla is always very prominent. And then on the flip side, other times when I wear it, I get more of the buttery, suede, benzoin, ambery feel with the oak and then the vanilla. Quite beautiful either way, and I get about 7 hours moderate projection. If you love your fruity perfumes, but you need something that's going to last throughout the cold weather, this will. Byron Mula Mula Double Caramel. This is so strong. Like, all day wear, strong projection. This is definitely not your typical fruity scent. The Mula Mula DNA is very specific, very unique. There's a blend of peach, raspberry, and strawberry, but to me, they don't come off like juicy fruity. They more so smell tart to me, and there's this zingy, punchy, zesty smell to it as well. So the tart fruit mixed with the ginger deliver that kind of experience. It's also got a prominent amber, little bit of patchouli and oud in the mix to deepen things up. And then of course, we've got the double dose of caramel. However, this doesn't smell like a block of caramel. It's mainly the blend of fruit and ginger for me, but the caramel acts as like a cloak to these notes to smooth them out, give it added warmth, and it just adds a yummy factor to everything. I don't know what it is about this perfume, but it just makes me think of a party. It's very fun and bold. Even if you are not a lover of rose perfumes, I think you should just try this. It's Ella K Lettre de Pushkar. It smells unbelievably feminine. It's so silky, warm. It's this syrupy, jammy rose with a load of saffron, vanilla, like some cozy, warm spices. It's got an ambery feel. Honestly, the smoothest blend I have experienced from a jammy rose perfume. This is an extremely modern smelling rose. It's flirty, romantic. This would be a beautiful signature. Like, wear this day to day, wear it to work, wear it on a date. It's quite crowd pleasing, and imagery that comes to mind, syrup, silk. Those are the textural qualities that this has. If you like warm, ambery, sweet florals, this is it. And it has beautiful performance. I get all day wear with a moderate projection. I feel like this is all of your typical fall scents in a bottle. This is Maisa Tobacco Elixir. It has a whole blend of warm spices, vanilla, tobacco, amber, wood. It smells like you are dressed up in a long, nice coat, strolling down the streets of a nice outdoor shopping center. You got like a big fat scarf thrown around your neck. People are drinking hot cider, grabbing pastries from little shops. Everyone's got like their shopping bags in hand. This is actually one of Eric's go-tos for fall. He loves to layer with it It smells fantastic. Beautiful on both men and women. It has cinnamon, clove, ginger, so just really toasty, warm, spicy. And although tobacco isn't mentioned in the note breakdown, it's literally the name, and it obviously smells like tobacco, like a nice sweetened spiced tobacco. And I get all day wear with strong projection. For those of you who love a green vanilla, Angelique Noire from Guerlain. I do want to mention, because I remember like just getting into fragrances and seeing so many people loving and raving about this perfume, trying it for the first time and being so confused because like, wow, this was a blast of green. So over the years, and you know, first starting out with like tamer green vanillas and then like working my way up to this, I adore this now. Like I find it absolutely beautiful. The contrast between this earthy green bitter Angelica with this ultra refined Guerlain vanilla is really unique and captivating. But if you are starting out with fragrances, I don't necessarily think that this would be your cup of tea unless you already know, like, you love green scents. The pear note bridges the gap between the Angelica and the vanilla in a nice way. It has pink pepper, some cedar wood grounding it. This is very polished and refined. I get about 7 hours moderate projection. Another one from that line, Cuir Beluga. Honestly, the Art and Materials collection from Guerlain is by far one of my favorite things in perfumery. It's easily one of the most special collections, I think. Really, how they execute and deliver on the note of vanilla is nothing short of spectacular. It smells like true luxury. And the way they deliver on vanilla is so specific to this house. Like when you smell a Guerlain vanilla, like that is a Guerlain vanilla. Beautiful suede vanilla. I cannot stress to you, like, smooth, so chic. Like my head sits a bit higher, you know, when I wear this. It has this powdery, delicate nature from the heliotrope, and the amber comes off more like benzoin to me. It's got just a touch of like an herbal quality in the background. Although this has a smaller scent bubble, it sits closer to the skin, I still get good longevity out of it. I get about 7 hours. I have to refrain from constantly reaching for this because I want to pull for it all of the time. Honestly, if I could only choose like 3 houses to wear, it would probably be Guerlain, House of Bo, and Parfum de Marly. That wraps up my recommendations for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. If you want to see me in any more videos, I'd appreciate it so, so much. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!